Hi everyone, this is Emmy. Today I'm going to show you how to make these very easy, no-fail slippers. So let's get started. To make these easy slippers, work with either one strand of a chunky yarn or 2 strands of worsted weight yarn. I'm going to work with 2 strands of Red Heart Super Saver and a 6.5mm crochet hook. You start with a slip knot, and you'll begin with a foundation chain. And you're going to work a foundation chain that will wrap around the foot, or you can use the following number of stitches. Like that, start with a foundation chain, and it should wrap around the foot like that. Now I'm going to work these slippers from the heel toward the front. So I have my foundation chain, and I'm going to single crochet in the second stitch from the hook, and in each stitch all the way across the chain. So single crochet in each stitch all the way across the chain. Okay, I worked all the way across the chain. At the end of the row, chain 1 and turn. And I'm going to single crochet in that first stitch, and in each stitch all the way across the chain. So single crochet in each stitch all the way across the row, and you're going to repeat that row until the work reaches from the heel to the front of the foot, or you can go by the following chart. Okay, I worked that row, and now I'm just going to repeat that same row over and over until the work is as long as I need it, from the back of the heel to the front of the foot. Now I'm going to work the front of the foot, so I'm going to slip stitch to join. And I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and I'm going to single crochet in each stitch all the way around. And I'm going to continue to repeat this row until the work is as long as I need it for the size foot that I am making. So work all the way around. So I'm going to finish working around, and then I'll show you what to do when I get here. Okay, I worked all the way around. At the end of the row, I'm going to slip stitch to join. Chain 1 and turn, single crochet all the way around, slip stitch to join, and keep repeating that row. So you can see what I'm doing here. This is the first section that I worked. I slip stitch to join, and now I'm going to work until I have the slipper as long as I need it for the size that I'm making. Okay, I've gone ahead and I've worked as many rows as I need, like that. So when we're done, we're going to either slip stitch the heel or sew it. So I have enough rows completed, so now I'm going to show you how to decrease for the end of the foot. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. So insert the hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. Insert into the next stitch and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Then pick up the yarn and pull it through all 3. And repeat that all the way around. So pull up a loop, pull up a loop, and pull the yarn through all 3. So pull up a loop, and then pull through all 3. Now repeat that all the way around. Okay, I worked all the way around, and I've reduced to half of the number of stitches. So now I'm going to slip stitch to join. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Then I'm going to repeat for 1 more row. Pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, I worked all the way around, and now I'm just going to slip stitch to join and then fasten off, and then you can just take a yarn needle and close up that hole at the end. And that's how the slipper is going to fit at this point. There's the end of the slipper. So now you can either slip stitch to join the back, or you can thread the yarn end into a needle and sew it closed. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I had sewn the back of the heel closed. So you could just use the slippers like this, and there's how the slipper will look on. And it has a nice toe and sewn up the heel. So there you go. That's how you can make the bottom of the slipper. So you could just make them like this, and you could sew a tag on it like that, or a button. And now I'm going to show you how to do the cuffs. Okay, to work the cuffs, I'm going to work around. And you can either use 2 strands of worsted weight yarn, or you could use 1 strand of a yarn like this. This is homespun. So you could work with 1 strand of worsted weight yarn and 1 strand of homespun. So that's what I'm going to do today. But if you would just like them to be plain, you could just use 2 strands of worsted weight yarn. Okay, you could start your yarn anywhere. You could start it here, especially if you want to have an open cuff, or you could start it here. So I'm going to start here. So I'm going to insert my hook into any stitch and pull my new yarn through. And I'm just going to lock it in with 1 stitch. And I'll take 1 more stitch, and that will be equivalent to a double crochet. So then I'm going to double crochet all around the opening. So yarn around the hook, insert into the stitch, pick up the yarn and pull it through, pick up the yarn, pull it through 2, pick up the yarn, pull it through 2. And I'm going to make double crochets all the way around. Like that, all the way around. Okay, I worked all the way around on the top of that chain 2 and slip stitch to join. And that's what the slipper would look like with just 1 row at the cuff. So you could work like that and just do 1 row like this. So I'm going to work several more rows of this cuff. So I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and I'm going to work in the opposite direction. And I'm going to double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and then I'll repeat that row for 2 more rows after this. So double crochet in each stitch all the way around. The end of the row, slip stitch to join in the top of the chain 2. And I'm going to work 2 more rows. So chain 2 and turn, and double crochet in each stitch all the way around. Okay, I've gone ahead and I've worked 4 rows of the cuff, and then I chained a cord that is longer than the cuff because I want to be able to tie it, and I left yarn ends on the end like that. And I'm just going to pick one of the rows, and I'm going to go through this row. So I'm just going to go under 1 stitch like that, and then skip some stitches and go through the next stitch like that, and I'm just going to tie these into a knot, and then I'm just going to trim these ends off evenly like that. And then you can just take some extra strands and insert into that last stitch, and pull the loop up and make a lark's head knot, which just means that you pull the loops through that fold. Trim that off, and I'll do that again here like that. And that's how easy it is to make these slippers. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.